Hello students, how are you? Today we are going to start the new chapter polynomials. Before that we shall see some important definitions. Okay, as the word suggests, poly means multiple, many things. Okay, so here also some terms we shall observe which are more than one. But what is the exact definition of polynomial? Before that we have to learn some more definitions in the given syllabus. So let us see the first definition. First definition is given here as of variable. So what is variable? Variable is that particular term whose value is unknown. As in the definition it is written, a term or quantity which can take any real value. So here the variable we shall take where the value we don't know, that is unknown for us. For example, if I say we are finding in the applications of linear equation which you have covered last year, the age of father and the age of their son. Okay, so age of father and the son normally we take in the form of alphabet X or Y. Okay, so that X and Y, whatever we are considering, that is called as the variable, which is unknown value for us. Now similarly, the second one is constant. Constant means that particular term whose value is fixed. Okay, for example, if I take some numbers or if I take some other kind of numbers but which are taken in the form of alphabets, but their value is remaining same in throughout the whole problem, so that is called as the constant. So constant normally we take in the form of numbers and they are the independent terms. Suppose example I am taking here 2x square minus of 3x plus 5. So in this example you observe there are some numbers I have taken, 2, minus of 3 and 5. So these are all called as the constant value, while the variable I have taken here x. Okay, now the next one is sometime we denote constant by letter also when its value is unknown. Sometime it happens the particular value I am finding it whose value is same but that value is unknown, so we can denote it by the letters. For that letters we take normally as A, B or C. Okay, for example you can see 2x square minus of ax plus b. So see, along with x there is one term a given to us. So x is variable, we know that. So along with x, who is coming here? A. So a, and then separately here term is coming b. So a and b, we can say that here they are unknown constant. Okay, while 2 is my known constant. Right? Now next one, algebraic expression. What is algebraic expression? When you combine two different things, one variable and second one is a constant, then that two different things is called as the algebraic expression. Okay, for example, suppose you see one example we have taken, minus of 2x square plus 9x plus 7. So in this you observe variable also have taken here x and constant also I have taken here as minus of 2, 9 and 7. So when you are combining both the things, it forms an algebraic expression. So far we have covered here three definitions: variable, constant and algebraic expression. Variable is an unknown term whose value I don't know. Okay, that is called as the variable. Normally we denote it by x, y and z. Constant is a fixed value. Sometime it is known and sometime it is unknown. If it is unknown, its value we can denote by the any letter like A, B, C or any other term. Okay, now let us see the next one. What is the exact definition of a polynomial? Polynomial, see, now in any algebraic expression we can say it is a polynomial. For example, if I say numbers, so in the numbers some are even, some are odd. So similarly in the algebraic expression some are polynomial and some are not a polynomial. So what is the definition of polynomial? Definition of polynomial is given in such a way, it depends upon the power of the variable. If the power of the variable is given as a whole number, then we can say that yes, it is a polynomial. Means you have to judge the power of variable. If the power of variable is always a whole number, we can say yes, it is a polynomial. and whole number you know, that is 0, 1, 2, 3, means including 0 any positive integer if you are going to consider, that is called as the whole number. Okay, let us see the example. Now in the example, see some examples I have taken. First example is see 2x square minus of 3y plus 4. So first of all you observe the power of first term x. X power is given here 2. Power of y, there is no power, so we can assume 1. And along with 4 there is no variable term, so along with 4 I can say the variable is given along with power 0. For example, you can say 4 into y to the power 0. Okay, so y to the power 0 is equal to 1 because any term having the power 0 will be equal to 1. So we can say that the first term variable power is 2, second term variable power is 1, y to the power 1, and along with 4 the variable power is 0. So 2, 1, 0, all the three terms are whole numbers, so it will be a polynomial. Okay, similarly see the second example. In the second example you observe the second term power of y is given as minus of 2. Since the second term variable power is not a whole number, since it is negative, therefore it is not a polynomial. Remember, each and every term where power of variable can be observed, we need to say that the power of variable should be whole number for each and every term, then only we can say yes, it is a polynomial. We can see in the question in detail how we can find out the power of variable. Now we can see the some remark. Remark is given here as some example where power of variable is not a whole number. Okay, some of the examples are given here. For example, suppose any variable is given inside the root. So suppose if you convert the root symbol into the form of exponent, that already we have covered, because root of x is known as the radical sign. Okay, radical way we can find out the any variable. But if this particular term, if I convert into exponent, then the power of x will become here 1 by 2 because it is a square root, so its power will become 1 by 2. If it is a cube root, its power will become 1 by 3. So see, if any square root comes, so if any variable comes in the form of square root, we can say that it will not be a its power will not be a whole number, because power is 1 by 2 and 1 by 2 is a fractional value, so it is not a whole number. Similarly, if any variable comes at the place of denominator, look at the second term 3 upon y. Okay, so y, if I bring at the place of numerator, the power of y will become here minus 1, because we know that if any term comes from denominator to numerator or numerator to denominator, then the sign of the power always changes, right? So one thing you remember, you can't observe the power of variable at the place of denominator. So anyhow, if I want to judge the power, I need to bring them at the place of numerator. So in that case, second term y power will become minus 1. Okay, because if you are bringing them at the place of numerator, sign of the power will change. And similarly, the third term is z power is given here minus of 3. In all the three terms, power is either negative or it is fractional, and hence we can say that here the power is not a whole number, and if power is not a whole number, it will not be a polynomial. Okay, as it is written, if any variable comes under root, then its power is not a whole number. Any variable comes at the place of denominator with positive power is also not a polynomial. That I have told you why exactly we can say why it is not a polynomial. Okay, now let us see the next definition. The next definition is given here as a classification of polynomial on the basis of number of terms. See, polynomials we can classify if how many terms are appearing, accordingly we can find out the polynomials types. So first one is given here as monomial. Monomial means that polynomial who is having only one term. Okay, so observe the example. A polynomial having only one term is called monomial, and it's have only one term like 3x or minus of 5x square, or 11y cube. These all three are one term only, so it is called as the monomial. Similarly, second one is binomial. As the name makes it clear, binomial means the term will have two different terms. Okay, so suppose if I take y to the power 10 minus 1, or if I take x minus 3, so y to the power 10 is first term and 1 is the second term. Similarly, in second one, x is a one term and 3 is the another term. So we can say that this is a binomial because it contains two different terms. Similarly, trinomial. Trinomial means it will contain three different terms. As you can see the example, 2 plus x square, or root 2 plus u minus u square. Observe, root 2, u and u square are three different terms, so it is called as the trinomial. Now let us see the next one is, we have given that degree of a polynomial in one variable. Degree means in any polynomial, highest power of any variable, if we observe, that is called as the degree. Means you see all the variables power, and whichever is the highest power, that is called as the degree of any polynomial. For example, suppose if I take the first example, as you can see, 3x square plus 2x plus 5. Along with 5, as you know, I can take a variable having the power 0. Means I can write down 5 as 5 into x to the power 0. Right? So first term having the power 2, second term having the power 1, and third term having the power of variable as 0. So what is the highest power here? Highest power is 2. So we can say that yes, the degree of this polynomial is 2. Similarly, in the second one, you observe the power of variable, it is given as 4, 2 and then 0. Along with 10, I can suppose a variable having the power as 0. Right? So highest power here again 4. So we can say that it will be the degree of the given polynomial. Now next one is, again we have to see one more classification of the polynomial based on its degree. Means if degree is 1, degree is 2, 3. Okay, so we have given that different types of classification. So let us see the first one. First one is given here as linear. Linear means if any polynomial having degree 1, means its highest power is 1, it is called as the linear polynomial. Observe the example, 3x minus 1. What is the highest power here? That is 1. X plus root of 2. Power of variable you have to observe. So we can say that here highest power is 1. That is why it is called as linear. Second one is quadratic. In the quadratic, you observe the power is coming 2. If any polynomial having the highest power, or you can say degree, is 2, it is called as quadratic polynomial. And same way, the cubic polynomial, the degree should be 3. Observe the example. Okay, 2 plus x cube plus x square. So x cube, this is the highest power I can observe of any variable. So here we can say that it is a cubic polynomial. And last one is biquadratic polynomial. So biquadratic polynomial, the power of variable, means degree of any polynomial, should be here 4. As you can see in the example number second, minus of 5y square plus 7y cube minus 4x to the power 4 plus 9. So highest power is given here 4. So it is called as biquadratic polynomial. Okay. Now let us see one remark. In this remark we have given that a relation between the degree of a polynomial and a maximum number of terms a polynomial can have. A polynomial can have how many terms? Suppose if the polynomial have the degree 2, then it can have maximum 3 terms. Okay, suppose if the polynomial have degree 3, then it can have the total number of terms, maximum I can say. So maximum number of term any polynomial can have for degree 3 will be 4. So depending upon the degree, we can always find out how many maximum term any polynomial can have. So this remark normally it can be useful for you in the multiple choice question or in the fill in the blanks. Now let us see some more definitions remaining over here. Constant polynomial. Constant polynomial means it contains any non-zero constant term. For example, 2, minus of 2, 3, 4, minus 7, any particular term which is non-zero, and it can be positive or it can be negative. That is called as the here constant polynomial. Okay. Then the last definition is zero polynomial. Zero polynomial is given here as if any polynomial contain only one term, that is 0, it is called as the zero polynomial. It is specially defined for the particular term 0 over there. So if any term containing 0, then it is called as the zero polynomial. And degree of polynomial in two or more variables. Suppose if in any polynomial we have given that the variable is more than 1, means suppose only x or only y is not given, we have given that variable more than 1, means along with x and y is also given. How to find out the degree? Let us see the example of this. See, the example is given here, x square into y plus 2xy plus 5. Observe the first term, x square into y. So what is the power of x here? Power of x is 2 and power of y is 1. So add the power of both the variable, means power of x and power of y, you add, it will become 3. Similarly, the second term, x into y. Okay, actually it is given 2xy, so I am talking about the variable that is x into y. So power of x is here 1 and y is also 1. So if you add both the power, that will become 2. And 5 we can say it is a power of variable is here 0. So in all the three terms, where the power is maximum? Definitely in the first term, because there we have added the power 2 and 1, so it became 3, and hence it is called as the degree of this particular polynomial. So remember, if in any polynomial the two variable comes in multiplication, we will add their powers. For example, look at the second example, x square plus y square plus z square plus x into y square z. Observe the first three terms. First three terms, all the three terms are single. Okay, so they have the power 2 everywhere. But the last term you observe, we have given that three different variables. The power of x is here 1, power of y is here 2, and power of z is again 1. So 1 plus 2 plus 1, that is becoming 4, and that would be the highest power in all the four terms. So we can say that this will be the degree of the polynomial. Okay, so till here we have completed all the definitions. Now let's move to the question of the given in the exercise. So we are going to the type number 1. There we shall study the types of polynomial, classification, degree, and some other questions. So let's start the questions of the polynomial. Hello students, now we are starting the questions of type number 1. Okay, already we have covered the definitions in the presentation. Now based on that definitions, we are going to cover certain questions. Okay, so as you can see, the questions already I have written. So first question, let us see what is given to us. In the question number 1, they are saying find the standard form of the given polynomials. So what is the meaning of standard form? Standard form means you have to arrange the given polynomial or the given algebraic expression as in the decreasing power of the variable. Means whichever the variable having the highest power, that will come first, and then gradually the other powers will come. So for example, suppose look at the question number 1, first part. Here you observe the highest power of variable. Who is my variable here? X. So highest power of variable is given here 7. After that, whose power is highest? That is 5. Then 2, and then other powers. Okay, so I will write down my variable in the first of all 4x to the power 7. Then I will write down this term. One thing remember, when you are shifting this term to the second place, see the sign. The sign will be also shifted along with the term. So that is minus 3x to the power 5. Then third term will be Here you observe, now this term having power 2, this term having power 1, because here there is no power, we can assume 1, and then constant term. Constant term we can write down always at the last. So plus 6x square minus 9x and then plus 28. This will be the answer of part number 1, where they are asking the standard form of the given algebraic expression, or you can say it is a polynomial. Now similarly, look at the second part. In the second part, who is the highest power term? That is 8 into x to the power 5. Remember, you have to look the power of variable. Here variable power is 5, which is highest among all the terms. So I will write down first 8x to the power 5. Then who is coming? Minus 7x cube and then plus 4x plus 1. This will be the answer of second part. Okay, so as you can see, first I wrote the term having the power 5, then second I wrote the term having the power 3, third I wrote the term having the power 1, and lastly I wrote the constant term, because constant term, remember, the power of variable can be assumed as 0. How we can assume? Because suppose 1 is written here, okay, so 1 I can write down as x to the power 0, because any term having the power 0 is always 1. So 1 into 1 is again 1. So here we can say that the power of variable is equal to 0. So since 0 will be the lowest value given in all the powers, we can say that's why it is coming always at the end of the question. Now we are going to start the second question. Questions are very small, so I am taking little fast. So question number 2 is given, classify as monomial, binomial or trinomial. Okay, so you know that classification already we have seen in the presentation. Monomial means that kind of polynomial which have only one term. Binomial means which can have two terms, and trinomial means which can have the three terms. So let us look at the part number 1. How many terms you can count here? See, we can differentiate the number of terms by the sign given between them as addition or subtraction. So see, before addition one term is given here x square, and after subtraction one term is given here under root of 5 into x. Remember, the constant multiplied to the variable will not be called as two separate terms. So root of 5x is my second term and x square is my first term. So that will become here answer binomial. Right? Similarly, second part you observe only one term is there. So I can say here answer is monomial. Right? Then third answer, observe how many terms are there? 1, 2, 3. So I can say this answer will be trinomial. Right? And last one again, this is one term only. Okay, so answer will be here also monomial. Okay, so answer of this question will be also monomial. So easily we can find out monomial, binomial and trinomial. According to the syllabus, we have given these three kind of classification according to the number of terms in the polynomial given to us. So once again I repeat, if it is a one term, monomial, as you can see in second and fourth part. If it is binomial, then it will have the two terms, and trinomial will have the three particular terms. Here we shall not see the power of the variable, only we shall see how many terms are given to us. Now look at the question number 3. Write the coefficient of x square in the given polynomial. X square. So first of all, let us identify where is the term given to us as x square. Okay, so observe here, this is the given term of x square. Before x square, there is no value given to me, so I can assume 1. Okay, and observe what is the term given before x square. Total, that is 1, and along with the sign minus, so I can say that here coefficient of x square is minus 1. Similarly, in second part you observe there is no term of x square is given in the question. No term of x square is given. So if there is no term of x square is given, we can say coefficient will be 0. Observe the third part. In third part, see, the term is not given to us in the simplified manner. So first of all, I will multiply both the bracket and then later I will find out the coefficient. So let us see how I am finding it. First of all, x will multiply into 3x minus 4. So x multiply into 3x will become here 3x square. X will multiply into minus 4. That will become minus of 4x. Now minus 1 will multiply into 3x. That will be minus of 3x, and minus 1 and minus 4 will multiply. So minus into minus plus, and 1 into 4, 4. So we can say that this term will become x square minus of 7x plus 4. How 7x came here? Because observe 4x and 3x. These are two like terms. Okay. So signs are same. So we can add both of them and we can apply the sign of bigger term, that is minus sign. Okay. So we are getting the final value of part number third like this. Now observe the coefficient of x square. Nothing is given. I can assume 1 and I can say now the coefficient will be equal to 1. And last part, part number 4 is very simple. Here you observe before x square who is given to me pi upon 2. So I will put up here the coefficient value as pi upon 2. Okay, so this will be the answer of the last part. Some of the question I am giving you in the homework in the same manner, so that question you can solve it by your own. Now let us see the question number 4. In the fourth question, see what we have given. In the fourth question they are saying write the degree of the given polynomial. So what is the meaning of degree? Degree means in that polynomial whichever is the highest power is called as the degree. For example, look at the question number 1. So in the question number 1 you observe the highest power is here 7. So I can say that the degree will be here 7. Similarly, look at the second part. In second part, can you tell me who is the highest power? Highest power is here 5. So I can say that here degree will be equal to 5. In the same manner, now look at the first part. In the first part, observe all the three terms. Here the power of x is 3. Here power of x is 2. And here power of x is not given. So we can assume 1. Out of 3, 2 and 1, observe here 3, 2 and 1. Who is the highest one? 3 is the highest one. So we can say that the degree of part number 1 polynomial will be equal to 3. Now let us see the second part. Now in the similar manner you can easily find out the degree of any polynomial. You only need to see the highest power involved in any variable. As you can see here highest power is 3. So we can say that here degree will be also 3. Now I am taking some little typical question, little innovative question here. So look at the second part. Now suppose that if you have given only 3, means variable is not given only. In that case what you will do? So see, in the earlier explanation I have told you, if any variable is given to me, for example if it is given 3, so 3 I can write down as x to the power 0, because any term having the power 0 is always equal to 1, and 3 into 1 is again become to 3 only. So here 3 into I can write down x to the power 0. Now since I have only one term, so only that one variable power I will observe. Now my power is here 0. So I can say that the degree of this polynomial is 0. Okay, so any constant term, for example 3 given, minus of 3 given, 7 given, 5 given. So remember one thing, any constant we can take a variable having the power 0 along with it, and if I am considering the variable power 0 along with it, I can say that since the power of variable is 0, therefore degree is also 0, because there is no other variable involved. So only one variable is given in the question in this part, and that variable power I can take here 0. Again I can tell you how I can write down x to the power 0 in the multiplication of 3 with the help of formula a to the power 0 is always equal to 1. So any term having the power 0 will be equal to 1. So 3 into 1 will be again 3. So in 1 I can always take, but 1 I can replace with the term x to the power 0. Okay, and hence I can get the power of variable in this question where the variable is not visible only. Okay, so I can say that the power of this variable is 0, hence it becomes the degree of the polynomial because only one term is given to me. But now the typical part is if you have provided the term 0. Okay, now look at carefully how we can solve it. For that, let me rub the question number 1. So I will get some space to explain the solution. Okay, so see, in the third part now little more I have to explain to you. Okay, now 0 if it is given, right, in the previous question I have taken x to the power 0 and I can say yes, answer is degree is coming here 0 because I can take along with 3 x to the power 0 and I can find out the degree over there. But what happens if the 0 comes? When the 0 comes, you can write down of course 0 into x to the power 0 as I have written 3 over there, right? So if you are writing 0 into x to the power 0, you can say here degree will be 0. Okay, sorry, I am writing equal to here. I can say that degree will be here 0. Okay, you can say, but somebody say since the total value is 0 only, so why I can't write down 0 into x to the power 1? So in that case, I can say that the degree will be equal to 1. Then again somebody will say, since the total value is 0 only because we are multiplying 0 in that and hence it is becoming 0. So why I can't write down 0 into x to the power 100? In that case, what will be the degree? The degree will be, in this case, is equal to 100. Okay, we can say that the degree will be equal to here 100. If I continue in the same manner, see, I can take the power of x is any natural number. Even I can take the any number also. Okay, in that case the degree will become that power whatever I am going to consider, because see here I have taken the power of x is 100, so I can say that degree is 100. If suppose I take 50, the degree will become 50. So it is a bit of confusion what can be the degree of 0 polynomial. This kind of polynomial is called as the 0 polynomial, while this polynomial is called as the constant polynomial. Constant means having some fixed value like 3, 5, minus of 3, 7. Okay, but here this polynomial we can say it is a 0 polynomial, and 0 polynomial degree we cannot define because here along with 0 I can take different terms of x having the power different over there. So here there is a confusion what can be the power of x. Here in this question there is no confusion. Why? Because the answer should come always 3. If you take the power of x is 1, the value will become 3x. If you take the value of x is 2, then it will become 3x square, and hence it cannot be equal to 3. So to maintain the same value, here we can say that we can take only the power of x is 0. But here since 0 is multiplying in the second term and hence the answer is becoming 0, we can say that you can take the power of x is any term. If you take the power of x is 0, then also it is degree is 0 because power is becoming 0 and power of variable is 0 over there. So degree will be 0. But if I take the power of x is 100, then degree will become 100. So here the power of x cannot be any fixed value. It can be taken any value since the whole answer is becoming 0, and if we observe the power at that time, it can be different taken by the different persons. So here we can say that the degree of 0 polynomial is not defined. I am writing here. Okay, so it can be written as not defined. You will observe this question in many multiple choice questions, fill in the blanks. This question is a regular question of 1 mark. They ask and student get confused why the degree cannot be defined. So I told you the reason. This way we can say, or we can conclude, we can justify why the degree cannot be defined for 0 polynomial. Okay, now let us see the question number 5. Question number 5, they are saying classify as linear, quadratic, cubic or biquadratic polynomial. See, we have done the classification of polynomial by 2 ways. One is the classification of polynomial based upon their number of terms. Like if number of term is 1, it is called as monomial. 2, then it is called as binomial. 3, it is called as trinomial. But there is one more classification according to the power of the variable coming in any polynomial. We can decide whether it is linear, quadratic, cubic or biquadratic. What is linear polynomial? Already I have told you in the presentation, but once you can see, if any polynomial having degree 1 and only 1, we can say it is a linear polynomial. Degree 2, then it is called as quadratic. Degree 3, it is called as cubic, and degree 4, it is called as biquadratic. Okay, now degree meaning is clear to you. Degree means the highest power of the variable coming in that one. Now here you observe, here the power of x is 2, the highest one. If you compare, here the power of x is 1. So what is the highest power of this variable? So highest power of this variable is 2. So I can say that the answer of this question will be quadratic. It is a quadratic polynomial. Okay, similarly in this polynomial you observe the power, sorry, here I wrote x here, please make it as y. Okay, so this polynomial, you see here the power of y is 4 and here the power of y is 2 and 5 we can assume the variable having the power 0, because y to the power 0 again 1 and 5 into 1 becomes 5. So observe all the three variable powers. Who is the highest power here? The highest power is here 4. Okay, so if any polynomial degree means highest power means degree only. So if any polynomial degree is 4, we can say that that polynomial is biquadratic polynomial. Okay, that is called as the biquadratic polynomial. Clear? Now we shall see the question number 6. Some of the parts are given in your textbook also. I am taking the questions including your textbook as well as some reference book. Okay, so we can cover at once only all kind of question at one place. So see they are saying give the example of monomial of degree 100. Means monomial means it can contain only one term, but that term power of variable should be 100 because only one term is coming. So only one term, we need to insert one variable and that power should be only 100. So you can write down, for example, I write down here 5x to the power 100. Okay, you can take in the place of variable x, you can take y, you can take z. Here coefficient I have taken 5. You can take any other coefficient, positive, negative, fractional, anyone you can take. Only remember the power of variable should be 100. Second thing, in this example, it should not contain more than one term because they are saying you have to find out a monomial of degree 100. Similarly, look at the second part. Binomial of degree 35. Binomial means two terms are there and out of the two terms, one term should have power 35 and second term should have the power below 35. It cannot go more than 35. In that case, degree will not be 35. So take two terms. One term you take the power 35 means power of variable, and second term the power of variable take below 35. Below 35 you are free to take any power like 30 you can take, 25 you can take, or you can take power 0 also. Okay, so suppose if I write down here minus 3x to the power 35 plus 7x to the power 20. I have selected here power 20. Then also I can say that yes, it is a binomial. Why? Because it contains two different terms. Second thing, the power of the variable, the highest power of the variable is here 35. So it is a binomial of degree 35. Okay, so see student, these are the simple questions I have taken. Now one routine question which comes in the examination regularly, that is your question number 7, which are polynomials. Actually here we should classify the polynomials in one variable or the polynomials in two variables. Okay, because according to our syllabus we have given that polynomial of one variable, but to identify whether it is a polynomial or not, sometime they are giving two variables, three variable also. So we can classify over there, yes it is a polynomial, but it is in one variable or it is more than one variable. So let's start. Okay, as you know that the polynomial, we can say if any algebraic expression power is coming only in the form of whole number, then we can say that it is a polynomial. Any algebraic expression, power of the variable should be only in the form of whole number. Whole number already we have covered in chapter number 1. The number starts with 0 and they goes up to infinite. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and so on. Okay, so that all numbers mean 0 and including the positive integer is called as the whole number. So now here we need to find out the power of variable each and every time. Before I start, one thing remember, the power of variable you have to observe at the place of numerator. If the variable lies at the place of denominator, you bring them at the place of numerator. To bringing up the place of numerator, the term lies at the place of denominator, you need to use the laws of exponent. One simple law, if a term goes from numerator to denominator or denominator to numerator, the sign of the power always changes. For example, suppose if I say I have one term is given here 2 upon m cube. Okay, it is given 2 upon m cube. Now 2 upon m cube, this m cube I need to bring at the place of numerator. So I can write down 2 into m to the power minus of 3. So you can bring the term at the place of numerator. There is no problem, only sign of the power you have to change. It is plus becoming negative. Suppose next time it is given 3 upon y to the power minus 5. So I will write down 3 into y to the power plus 5, because when y to the power minus 5 goes at the place of numerator, then sign of the power will change, minus it will become plus. So why this is especially important, because you remember we cannot judge the power of variable at the place of denominator. Okay, it should be only always at the place of numerator. So if it is in the place of numerator, then we can observe the power, that power whether it is a whole number or not, and then accordingly we can decide yes it is a polynomial or not. So let's start the first question. Rule number 1, I have told you the power of variable should be a whole number. Rule number 2, the power of variable can't be judged at the place of denominator. If any variable lies at the place of denominator, you need to bring them at the place of numerator. While bringing at the place of numerator, remember the sign of the power of variable will always change. It doesn't matter, it is becoming positive to negative or negative to positive. Whichever it has become after bringing them at the place of numerator, then you judge the power. If that power is negative, and we know that any negative number is not a whole number, we can say that it is not a polynomial. And one more thing remember, here power of variable should be applicable. We have to check the power of variable whether it is a whole number or not on each and every term given in the algebraic expression. If any one particular term power is not a whole number, rest of all are whole number, then also we cannot say that it is a polynomial. To say it is a polynomial, each and every term power should be a whole number. Okay, if one term does not follow the rule, then the whole algebraic expression cannot be a polynomial. Correct? Let us start the first question. Now see the first question what we have given. In the first question you observe, we have given that 4x square, 3x, and then it is given root of 7. Along with root of 7, suppose I say I will write down here x to the power 0. So I don't think you should have any objection, because x to the power 0 value is 1 and root of 7 into 1, again I will get 1 only. Okay, so now observe the power. Here power of x is 2, here power of x is 1, and here power of x is 0. All three variables power you have to observe. 0, then 1, and then 2. Right? 0, 1, 2. Is it whole number or not? Yes. Whole number starts with 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on. So all the three numbers are whole number. So we can say that yes, it is a polynomial. One reason for justification you can give, yes, it is a polynomial because the power of variable is a whole number. Okay, that reason, since I do not have the space here to write down the complete sentence, so please write down by your own. Yes, because the power of variable is a whole number. If it is no, write down no, because power of variable is not a whole number. You can create a negation of the statement over there, right? Now, second part, observe. Now remember, you have to observe only the power of variable. Here see 7 is coming inside the root, and if any number comes inside the root, I told you this is your radical form, and radical form if you convert into exponential form, because exponential form if it is converted then only we can judge the power. So if it is converted into exponential form, so root of 7, remember root of 7 I can write down as 7 to the power 1 by 2. Why? Because here if nothing is given I will assume 2, and if I convert root of 7 in the form of exponential, it will become power 1 by 2. 2 will become reciprocal. That we have learnt in chapter number 1. Okay. So same manner, here remember you need not to convert any constant terms. If it is constant term is given in the radical sign, no problem. But if the variable term is given in the variable term is given under the root, then you have to convert. For example, look at this particular term, root of t. Okay, so root of t, you see it can't be written, root of t, we can say that in exponential form, I can say it can be written as under root of t, it can be written as t to the power 1 by 2. And observe, power 1 by 2 will not be whole number. Okay, so we can say that here this will not be because the power of variable is not a whole number. So I can say that here the answer can be no. Okay, now let us see the part number 3rd. In the part number 3rd, you observe the power of variable y, I can assume here 1, and as I told you earlier, we cannot take the power of variable at the place of denominator. If any term is given at the place of denominator, first of all we can bring them at the place of numerator, then we can judge their power. Okay, so here see y to the power 1 I am writing as it is, plus 2 upon y is given, its power is 1 actually. Okay, so we can say that first of all this term I need to bring at the place of numerator. So y to the power 1 will be as it is, and if this comes at the place of numerator, its sign will change, it will become minus 1. Okay, so now you observe this power is becoming as minus 1, and minus 1 is not a whole number. So we can say that this is not a polynomial also. Okay, so here answer already I have written as no. Now let us see the part number 4. In the part number 4, see what they are saying. In part number 4, one thing you observe, the power of all the 3 variable is a whole number. 3, 10, 50, all are integers, positive integers, so they are whole number. But one thing you note here, 3 different variables are given. As you can see, the third part only y is given, second part only t is given, first part only x is given. So they are containing only one variable. But here you observe it contains 3 different variables. Actually, polynomial says only you have to judge the power of the variable, whether it is a whole number or not. But according to our syllabus, we are studying polynomial in one variable. So in this question, answer you can write down in this way. Yes, it is a polynomial, but it is of 3 variable. Okay, that you mention, because we can't deny it is not a polynomial. It is a polynomial, but according to our syllabus, we are studying since only one variable. So here we need to differentiate with the answers we have written earlier, and particularly for this part. So this part you will write down the answer. Yes, it is a polynomial, but it is given in 3 variables. That specially you mention. Clear? Now see the part number 5. In the part number 5, one thing you note, again the polynomial I cannot decide the power of variable when it lie at the place of denominator. So let us simplify a little bit. So we have given that here 1 upon 5x to the power minus of 2, okay, and plus 5x plus 7, 5x plus 7, okay, is equal to, now 5x, here x power we can write down 1, along with 7 I can say power can be written of variable, any variable can be written along with the power 0, And this x to the power minus of 2, if I can bring at the place of numerator, this will become positive 5x square. Remember, x to the power minus of 2 I am bringing at the place of numerator, plus then 5x to the power 1, 7x to the power 0. Because any constant term I can write down variable with the power 0. Observe the 3 variable power now. 2, 1, 0. Okay, so I can say that all 3 powers are a whole number, hence it will be a polynomial. See, in the first look you can check the power of the variable as minus of 2 and simply you can decide over there it will not be a polynomial. But if you think properly, this variable we need to bring at the place of numerator, then only we have to judge the power. Okay, clear everybody? Now let us see the next one, part number 6. Again part number 6, you can say here power of x is 1, here also power of x is 1, and then here also the power of x is 1. Fine. First two term you can say the power of x is 1 and you can decide, you can say yes it is a polynomial. But again you are doing the mistake, x power denominator you are judging over there. At the place of denominator you are going to judge. So here first of all we shall simplify the whole algebraic expression, then we shall see whether my polynomial whether it is a polynomial or not. Okay, so let me write down the one first question over here. We have given that x minus 2 into x minus 4, okay, and whole divided by, it is given x. Okay, so first of all multiply both the brackets. So see, x I will multiply into x, that will be x square. X I will multiply into minus of 4, that will be minus of 4x. Minus of 2 multiply into x, that will be minus of 2x. And minus of 2 multiply into minus of 4. So minus minus plus, that will be plus 8. It will become divided by x. Okay, now separate the terms. Okay, I am separating the terms here. This will be x square upon x minus 4x upon x minus 2x upon x and plus 8 upon x. Here x and x cancel, here cancel, and here you observe. Here I can say x is having the power 1. So I can apply the laws of exponent. A to the power m upon a to the power n is equal to a to the power m minus n. Two terms are given in division having the same base, so we can subtract their powers. So from 2, if I subtract 1, so remaining power is here 1. So this will be x to the power 1. And see, here minus 4 remain and here minus 2 remain, that will be minus of 6. Okay, along with any constant term I can take a variable having the power 0. And here you observe we have given that x is having the power 1. That 1 I will bring at the place of the numerator. So the power of that x is becoming here minus 1. Okay, here you observe the power is given 1. Okay, it is a whole number. Here the power is given 0. 0 is also whole number. But here the power is given minus 1. And minus 1 is not a whole number. So here I can say that the answer will be no. Okay, because this power is not a whole number and hence it is not a polynomial. Remember, all the terms should follow the rule. Now let us see the part number 7. In the part number 7, again we have to simplify the given expression and then only we can decide. So first of all, see what is given to us, t to the power 5 minus 4 into, okay, see, I will write down these two terms, no problem, but t to the power of 3 by 2 I am copying as it is, and root of t I am copying as t to the power 1 by 2. Root of t I am converting into exponential form. Now you know that how to convert. Here square root is given, so we can assume 2 and 2 will be reciprocal, it will become 1 upon 2. Okay, so I can say that this is given to us t to the power 3 by 2 upon t to the power 1 by 2, and then along with that given to us 3. Now observe, on this particular term I can apply the formula a to the power m upon a to the power n is equal to a to the power m minus n. So here t to the power 5 as it is, minus 4 will be as it is, and from 3 by 2 I will subtract 1 by 2. So see in rough, 3 by 2, if I subtract 1 by 2, that will be 3 minus 1 upon 2, because 2 is the LCM, and numerator I am writing as it is. So 2 upon 2 will be equal to 1. So here I can say that the final power of t will be equal to 1. It is given in the unsimplified manner. I simplified and I wrote like this, and then 3 is given. Again constant term I can assume with a variable having power 0. So now observe, here power is 5, here power is 1, and here power is 0. 5, 1, 0. All three are whole number. So we can say that yes, it is a polynomial. And last but not the least, 0. Okay, as we have seen here, degree of 0 polynomial is not defined, but here there is no problem, because see, if I say along with 0, I can assume 0 into x to the power 0, and 0 is a whole number, so we can say that it is a polynomial. Okay, so now we have completed all the questions till here. Now further I will take the value of polynomial and the zero of polynomial in the next session. Okay, thank you.